All right, Bears fans, Ben Johnson just hit the market, made a big splash with two separate hires. We're going to break down both of those. One is a really, really good hire. One of them, I think, turns the Chicago Bears defense into a top 10 unit because it felt like it should have been this year and it just wasn't. The wheels started to fall off. You felt really good about the defense. And then from Tyreek Stevenson playing with the crowd in Washington on, the team really just kind of fell apart. And it looks like I think it's safe to say that the defense, though they played hard, there are people on that team that played hard, as a unit gave up on the season and started giving up significant amounts of points, making more and more boneheaded plays as the season progressed. And I think that was a testament to Matt Eberflus actually being a good defensive coordinator and having the heart of that team until that heart got ripped out. Now, if you like this type of content, make sure you hit the like button on the way in, and let's break this all down. All right, guys, first up, the Bears have hired Dennis Allen. The former head coach of the Raiders and the Saints is taking over the defense for the Chicago Bears. This has been a creative guy. He's a high-ranking 4-3 defense guy, and he loves cover 2 and 3 predominantly. This is going to be a seamless transition because he's very similar to what Matt Eberflus runs as well. However, he is much happier blitzing. He inherits a group in Chicago filled with talent that is contended among the league's best in several categories. Some of these include being ranked 3rd in red zone scoring percentage. This is great for Dennis Allen. It's going to make him look really good. 6th in touchdowns allowed per game. Again, going to make Dennis Allen look pretty good. Dennis Allen's schemes are fairly close to former coach Matt Eberflus' concepts in terms of fronts used and coverages called. As a result, the transition on defense could be rather seamless. Now, here it is. He's had top 5 units in scoring defense in the 2 consecutive years prior to the start of the 2024 season. This is one of the most respected defensive minds in the league. This is going to be a great, and by the way, this is a temporary thing. I'm pretty sure that he's using this as a springboard to get back into the head coaching business. So we've probably got him at a max for 2 years. I would think that that's more likely how this is going to play out. And then people are going to be looking for him for another head coaching job. So we got about a year or two with Dennis Allen making this defense start to thrive. But it's important to point out that Dennis Allen comes with a pedigree, and that pedigree is one of holding players accountable, and number 2, making those players work. So welcome aboard, Dennis Allen. It's a great signing. Now, one that I'm intrigued by, but I'm just not sure what to think, is this one right here. Now, this one gives me pause, and I think that we're looking to be creative on offense. So the hiring of Declan Doyle is it's a weird one. Okay, this kid is 28 years old, meaning that he's younger than some of the players in the league, and that is alarming on its surface. Now, does that mean that he's not a genius? No. Does that mean that he's not going to maximize the use of the talent? No. It's the accountability and the level of respect that players are going to have for their coach. And at 28 years old, I do have questions. So this one gives me a bit of pause and concern, but here's what we're hearing and why this is happening, okay? For a brief moment, it looked like former Stanford head coach David Shaw would be the choice. He had a long history going back 2 decades, would be the perfect veteran presence for a first-time head coach. Then the news dropped that they had hired tight ends coach Declan Doyle from the Broncos. And Greg Gabriel says this: Shaw would have been a veteran presence, but according to people who've worked with Declan Doyle, he's a whiz kid. And what we have here is we have a whiz kid in Ben Johnson at 38 years old, seeing a whiz kid in Doyle at 28 years old and saying, you know what, let's do this. Let's put this together and see if we can't create lightning in a bottle. Okay, Doyle has a growing reputation for boundless intelligence and creativity. Bears head coach was in the same position 10 years ago. He was a complete unknown in Miami, trying to work his way up the ranks. So what he's doing is Ben Johnson is projecting himself onto Doyle and saying that, you know what, I think I see a lot of what made me popular, what made me do this. He's young, he's hungry, he's ready for a bigger opportunity. Will this work? And that's the question. Now listen, here's the thing. They're going to give this guy a chance. If he is cut out to be an NFL level coordinator and an offensive coordinator now, if he is now, then we'll see an immediate improvement in this offense, and we'll feel it. We're going to feel it immediately. There's going to be a lot of changes, but at the end of this, I think that we're going to have a specific core. We know that Montez Sweat is part of that core for right now. We know TJ Edwards, Javon Dexter, they're part of that core for right now. Jaquan Brisker, there are certain guys on offense. Caleb Williams. We know DeAndre Swift is going to be here for a couple years. Rome is going to be here. DJ is going to be here. We've got a little bit of a core right now of players. Cole Kmet, we're going to get him way more active in this. It's going to have to be. But you look around, and there is a good core of players right now that the Bears can go to mine for talent. So this is a talented team, and if this guy starts to get that talent out of this team, then it could be a special sort of thing. This could be an incredible turnaround. Last year, I gave it to you very simple. I thought that Matt Eberflus, he was not my choice, but I thought that the Chicago Bears would end up being 13-4, and that they would prove a lot of naysayers wrong, and that they would end up with a Philadelphia Eagles type season. And what they ended up with was getting worse than they were the year before, and the wheels basically fell off of Matt Eberflus, and that led to the wheels falling off of the Chicago Bears. But in the event that we've got it right this time, and I want to say that Ben Johnson seems to be the guy that's got it right. In the event that we do have it right, then that means to me that 13-4 season, it was just delayed by a year, and that next season we're going to see a lot better team, a lot more. Look, accountability is stepping up. We didn't hold players accountable. Maybe this year it's going to be a little bit different. But we're going to start talking about the draft coming up very, very soon. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll talk to you again very, very soon.